Well, there it is. Hey guys, this is WTii, and this is going to be a video covering my thoughts and opinions on the Heroes of the Storm panel at Blizzcon 2014. So, I do actually have my own notes, but I have been doing some browsing and research as well. And there is, well, if you go to joystick.com, otherwise I'll put the link in the video description. There's an article regarding Heroes of the Storm panel. And what I figured I would do is I would cover over the points, and I'll put them up on the screen for you to see. That way, we're going to try some sort of formats at the moment. Right now, I'm really bogged down on time, so I don't actually have the time to sort of show screenshots of like the heroes and such, and the articles, etc. The battlegrounds and such as I'm talking about it. That's something for post-production in the future. So this is just a sort of like a trial, and you know, I'm just trying stuff out basically, and let me know what you think in the comments, whether this is enough or whether you want more, etc, etc. But for now, I'm going to be trying to keep these videos short, so I need to talk quickly, and we're going to go over these points. So we're going to look at what they've been covering since I did watch the panel, by the way, so I will be able to elaborate on some points. I guess the first part isn't so important, so I'm not going to cover over that. Let's have a look. Draft mode. Teams take alternating turns picking heroes. Coin flip determines which team goes first. So what the idea of this video is, just to elaborate on that point, is basically me covering over my opinions, my thoughts, and what I saw. And this is just simply just to remind me of what I did see and what I did hear. So yeah, I don't mind this really, the way this is working, the draft mode. It's okay. Like, you got no duplicate heroes. That's interesting. That means that you better balance the game, to be quite frank, Blizzard, because otherwise, if someone gets, like, I don't know, just say, for example, Murky's really imbalanced, and someone gets Murky, you know, boom. I don't know whether that means no duplicate heroes for, you know, both teams, or whether, like, Team A picks Murky, Team B cannot pick Murky. I'm not entirely sure on that. In regards to the battleground selection being known, that's much more effective. It kind of takes out the element of the surprise, I suppose, but then again, meh. It's pretty important, if you're going to be taking this seriously, at least for draft mode, that you know what battleground you're going to be playing on, because Sergeant Hammer isn't necessarily the most effective hero on, say, the pirate one. I'm even forgetting the names now that I'm doing this, but otherwise I would always come up with the names. Used by all rank modes. That's great. Brilliant. All rank modes can play in this. Provided as an option in custom games, well, that's obvious. Heroes matchup added to loading screens for unranked and ranked play. Yeah, that's fine. That just illustrates things more clearly. No hero bans initially. So basically, at the moment, for the time being, you won't be able to ban any heroes, and that's going to be work in progress. So Blizzard are probably going to implement that feature later on, because, well, I know you shouldn't really be making comparisons, and Blizzard tries to separate itself, saying that it's a hero brawler and not a MOBA, but let's face it, Dota 2 and League of Legends and stuff like that, they do bans, and rightfully so, because sometimes certain heroes are an absolute pain in the ass, and no one wants to deal with them. As for leagues, there is the Hero League. Any number of heroes can queue up. Matchmaker system fills up the rest of their team. So, is this the solo one? I think it might be the solo one. Yeah, I'm going to cover over that a little bit later as we go through it. You've got the Team League as well, the pre-made 5-man team. So this is for, like, large groups of friends, and hardcore teams, basically pros for the most part, will be doing this, where they've actually got selected players and they always play with those people. So that's fine. They got their own separate league, but what I really wanted was a solo league. And I know that's almost definitely not going to happen, because especially regarding the information that we've got here and what I've heard from BlizzCon over the last couple of years, I don't think they're going to be working on that anytime soon, because they want this to be a friends game, and group up with your friends or people you don't know and play the game. Otherwise you get basically no benefits. Like, you really do miss out on a lot of experience if you're not playing with a friend, because there's a XP bonus for playing with a friend, and then there's all this kind of stuff that goes with it, and they're probably just going to carry on down that road. But I really would like to see a solo league. Not only because I'm antisocial. I don't mind playing with others, but I actually like to be competitive. Like with the Warcraft 3, if I did 1 versus 1 ladder or something like that, or 4 versus 4 random team, like, you're still playing with others in the 4 versus 4 RT, but you're still like in your own sort of solo zone, and you're leveling yourself up to the top of the ranks, and that's fun. And that's basically what Hero League is, but in a game like Heroes of the Storm. This is the problem. I'm going to get onto this in a moment. I'm going to very yeah, I'm going to get back into this second. Based off, let's go into ranked play. Based off Hearthstone, oh, that's what they've been looking at. Ranked starts at 50, you go up to 1, so you don't even have really high ranks like Warcraft 3 did, where it was in like the thousands. I know that's Blizzard's more casual style of making players feel like they're good, and I'm not a fan of this, because I like to be honest. I don't want someone like, you know, mollycoddling me or whatever the word might be for it. You know, I just want the hard, honest truth. If I'm ranked to 26,000, you know, fucking tell me that. But the way this system works is like, oh, well, you might be the worst player. Well, it doesn't say the worst player, but you could be the worst player and you'd still be ranked 50. That sounds good to like a casual mind. So I understand that, but they shouldn't do that. We don't want that. Otherwise, if you keep sugarcoating, you know, just feeding people sugar, I'm going to stop coming up with these things because I can't do them. But yeah, you know what I mean. If you just make things too easy for people, then they become worse. So you need to be harsh on people. Harsh but fair. Winning game earns points. Losing games, you lose points. Well, that's yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Points determine your rank. This is also called a personal rank. That's fine. Number of points you earn depend on the difference in skill level. Yes. Each season ranks will start new. Retain points. What I really need to do, I'm thinking about this. I mean, this is all going to go up as it is, because this video is already going on quite a bit. But yeah, I need to basically go, if I'm going to be doing this, I need to give credit as well. I don't know if I did that. But to obviously Joystick and Adam Haliski, who made the article. I don't know really on the legalities of that anyway, of me doing this. So any information is good, because I'm wanting to try and do these kind of videos more often, and I kind of need to know where I stand when I'm doing them. But yeah, what I would probably do in future, if I wasn't so screwed for time, is basically go over this and then make my own notes from this sort of thing, and what I already have in my own notes. Basically just give you the information that's all out there and the information on the internet as there is. So this isn't anything like totally enlightening. You could find this out, but I want to be able to bring that information to you guys like in a quick under 10-minute video, ideally. And I don't think I'm going to make 10 minutes in this one. So, where was I? Where was I? We're going on the ranked play. So, like, there's no point in me talking about things that, you know, they're just obvious. So I need to glean through those, remove those, and put in the stuff that's important. That's what I need to do. I'm learning this actually as I'm making this video, which is funny. That shows you how much time I've got, because I literally just got back from work and I'm like, on this, then I've got to do other things. So, skill rating algorithm tries to calculate how good of a player you are. Hidden score persists. That's already existed. I could tell you that. Parties of any size can queue up. Oh, this is in the Hero League. Parties of any size can queue up. So again, it's a solo league. Fills your team with players of similar sizes. So if I solo queued, theoretically, it would find 4 other people for my team that have solo queued, and 5 other people on the enemy team that have each solo queued. I don't think that's going to happen, because favour matches against parties of similar sizes. Personal ranking and skill ranking are your own, that's fine. Must have reached player level 30, that's fine, I guess, but sucks for people that aren't level 30, I suppose. And it takes a long time, actually, to get experience in Heroes of the Storm. You have to play a lot of games. It's not very rewarding at the moment, which is why I don't play it that often. It's because you basically get virtually nothing for fucking playing it. So, why? Sometimes, you know. I did play it a lot, but, you know, there's got to be rewards to keep me hooked. So, yeah, regarding the Hero League, I think this is going to suck compared to a proper solo queue, like in Dota 2 or League of Legends, because I've played StarCraft 2, and Blizzard cheat, because what they do is 2 versus, say for example you've got a 2 versus 2 random team. You search in that 2 versus 2 random team. You find a game. You get someone that you've never met before. And they've never seen you before. And you've got to work with this person. And you are put against a 2 versus 2 arranged team. So 2 people that know each other, that are on a Ventrilo or a TeamSpeak or Skype. They've played with each other for 5 years. They've always played with each other. They know exactly what each other does inside and out. That's very bad. And they've done that for StarCraft 2, and they're trying to do it for this. What I'm saying is that arranged teams, people that know each other, can queue up in this system and play against people that have no experience with one another. Now, I'm not a fucking rocket scientist, but that is blatantly overpowered. Like, seriously, a huge advantage for the people that have a ranged team. And I always thought this was such a stupid system. I figured they just did it because they didn't have enough people queuing. So it was like, well, if we combine the people that are solo queuing with the people that queue like together, then maybe we'll have just enough people to find games. I don't know the truth of it, but it sucks. I want to be playing with other people who don't know each other. If that's the case, if I'm doing solo queue, if I want to fucking play with friends, then I'll play in the team league. But if I'm playing the hero league, which is the only other option, solo queue, that sucks. In my opinion, it sucks. It does. Because I could get screwed over. And I don't like getting screwed over. I don't think you like getting screwed over. You fucking search for a game and you go against a team. 3 players know each other on the enemy team. And the other 2 players know each other on the enemy team. So you'll have like a group of 3, a group of 2. That makes one team, 5 people. So then you might get screwed and have like a group of 2, and you're on your own. It's going to be messy and it's not right. They should have a proper solo league, and I just don't see them doing it because they're really trying to avoid solo for some reason. But there's a lot of people that just like to play their game and just join in. I don't mind playing with other people, but I like this sort of like, it's almost like an e-peen sort of thing. It's an ego. I like being competitive with other people in a fair environment, not an environment where I'm against people that I don't fucking know how long they've been playing with each other for. They could be playing for years and I'm stuck with fucking Jim, who's played Heroes of the Storm like, you know, just enough to level 30, but still has no idea what he's doing in it. You know, it sucks. Yeah, as for the Team League, that's like for the pro teams. Team Leader can pre-create a team with a unique name. So this kind of sounds like a clan. Total of 9 players on your team. Only 5 can play at once, however. So yeah, that's kind of obvious because you can only have 5 people on a team. Can be a member of up to 3 teams. So if you had your casual friends over here, you could be in their clan or team. And then you could be maybe a pro gamer who, you know, you enjoy your casual friends and you know, they're not as competitive as you, and they're not as capable as you, but you enjoy playing with them nonetheless. And then you have your team, which is like just dedicated. They play fucking 10 hours a day for whatever reason. So you can have multiple teams, up to 3. Team has a ranking and skill ranking, that's obvious. Must have reached player level 40. Well, yeah, that's kind of alright, but I don't know why these restrictions are in. Why have they put these restrictions in? Why? I mean, you know, put it at level 10 most? Because like I say, it takes a long time. I'm fucking level 28. And I've been playing since they last put the thing up, which is like at least a couple of months now. Granted, I only really log in to do the dailies at the moment. Because, again, like I say, they haven't given me enough incentive to play properly. But it levels slowly. So if you wanted to try this out, you've got to play hundreds of games just to fucking do what you want to do. This is basically talent gating for teams. So yeah, sucks. People who leave, so basically what this one goes on about is people who leave are typically going to get punished. So, you know, if you're leaving like 2 out of 5 games, you're most likely to be put in a sort of separate kind of league or with other people. When you search for games, whether it's in like Team League or Hero League or whatever it might be, you're going to be put with other people that do the same, that leave typically 2 out of 5 games, that sort of thing. And the only way to get out of it is to simply just not leave. So for like the next, I don't know what their algorithms are going to be, but the next 20 games or something like that, not leave the game. And then you have more chance of playing against other people that stay in every single game. So that's kind of obvious. We've got the new heroes, Jaina. Massive amounts of burst damage here. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to try her. She's actually just been very recently added to Heroes of the Storm currently at the moment. And I'm curious about her. I think she could be essentially a bit like Nova, kind of a bursty type damage, but more around the area of effect type thing with Blizzard. You know Warcraft 3, come on, you know Warcraft 3. Think Archmage, that kind of thing, but she does like crits and stuff like that. I think she'll be okay. It's about time they put in more sort of casters, but she's not really strictly a caster because she doesn't. I don't think any of her abilities seem to have much of a channeling effect apart from that Blizzard, and even then, I'm not sure that's just something you whack down and then it's doing it automatically. Thrall, burst oriented assassin character, Shaman. Yeah. I'm not excited about Thrall. I mean, I might change my mind when I get a chance to play him. I'll By the way, one of the reasons why I haven't played Jaina, just haven't had time. Also, you can only really play her in the try mode, which doesn't let you do that much. Otherwise, if you want to play in a proper game, then good luck with that, unless you've got 15,000 gold. And put it this way, I've been doing my dailies every day since they reset this thing, which was 2 or so months ago, and I've got 26,000 gold. Now, that sounds like a lot, but I've basically been getting most effective amount of gold that I can do daily, aside from playing millions of games a day, which I just don't have time to do. And buying Jaina would basically, I couldn't buy 2 Jainas. So if you want to buy a new hero, you're going to basically be bankrupt. 15,000 gold is an insane amount. I could go into a whole nother topic about this. Basically, Blizzard's pricing scheme, typically for their games overall, is terrible. But for Heroes of the Storm, a free-to-play game is fucking mental, basically. It is well and truly overpriced. So, yeah, Thrall, well, whatever. I'll let you know when I get a chance to play him. Sylvanas, much more interesting. Dark Archer, mind control is her signature ability. Now, she works along the lines of Warcraft 3 as well with Black Arrow. When she's attacking minions, I think she can convert them into, skeletons if she gets the killing blow. And I think it will probably just put a dot on them or something like that. So if they die within 5 seconds, then it will be very similar to Warcraft 3, I hope. So you could build up your own little army, so she can be a bit of like a specialist type character. And Siege. The Lost Vikings. Now, this could theoretically be the change that, one of the first changes that Heroes of the Storm desperately needs. Basically, my problem with Heroes of the Storm is that it doesn't feel like it's got enough depth. There's not enough reward. Like, I can only play a hero so hard. In Warcraft 3, you're expected to control like 3 heroes. 2 heroes mostly, but 3 heroes alongside an army on top of that. And that army has casters in it, and each caster has abilities on top of items that you have on your heroes. And you do all of that basically at the same time. And I'm used to that. And I love that because it's insanely challenging. Like, it's really rewarding though when you do pull off some amazing stuff. All these spells, the timing, there's strategy, there's way more timing to consider and things like that, positioning. Whereas with Heroes of the Storm, it is more of a case of you just, here's enemy, here's you run up, Q, W, E, go hide in a bush, 6 seconds later, Q, W, E. There's no real thinking about it. This is one character you're doing this with. Very rarely, I mean, the one thing I really like about Heroes of the Storm is there's constant action, but the downside of that is that your abilities are really dumb and easy and obvious. There's no sort of clever play. What I would like is something where you do a Q. Like say for example, you freeze your opponent. And then you have to press Q again, like exactly 2 seconds after, or like this little timer. I know that sounds really like a lot of effort, but basically I want each ability to have like 2 abilities in its own. So you cast the freeze, and then you have to do something with that Q again to get another effect out of that ability. For example, you freeze them with Q, and if you press Q again, it costs you like another 20 mana. The first Q costs you 50 mana, but the next 20 mana, you don't necessarily have to always do it, but you might want to do it if, like, here we go. I'm going to give you an example. You're playing as Jaina. Her Q is instant Frostbolt. So instant Frostbolt freezes player. So this is player 2. You're player 1, player 2. He's frozen. Now, if you press Q again, you're not going to do any extra damage to him. But if you press Q again, for example, that blows him up, but only does damage to people around him and not to him. So this is what I'm on about. This is still on the ability Q. So whilst he's frozen, and this lasts for, say, 3 seconds, player 3 comes up and gets close to player 2. That's when you press Q as he's still frozen, and it does like half the damage to him as well. Do you see what I mean? I want abilities that have abilities on top of each other. Just give fucking depth. This is becoming a rant video, and I don't want it necessarily to be a rant video, but a lot of these videos will typically end up being this. Anyway, I need to speed up because I'm going on way too long. The Lost Vikings, yes, this is what I was going on about before I went on to that point. I'm hoping that there will be 1, 2, 3. You control 3 separately. and possibly different hotkeys, and they each have different abilities. I don't know how many abilities they're going to have, so I'm curious as to how this is going to work, and I've not got a chance to play it, and I'm pretty sure Blizzard are playing around. But basically, the Lost Vikings introduces the idea of micro, and micro is a fantastic thing, and something this game is definitely lacking. As for the new Battlegrounds Sky Temple, capture the temples at top, middle and bottom. It's a super high fantasy desert kingdom. Yes, this is a really lush looking place, and it looks cool, but until I get to play it I can't really tell you much more than that. And the same with the tomb of the Spider Queen. Kill minions, collect gems, summon the Spider Queen and kill her. Sounds very similar to like Haunted Mines or Golems. I was going to say Golems in the Mist, that's a Warcraft 3 map. Yeah, the Plant Golem one. Garden of Terror, there you go. But the thing where you summon the Spider Queen and kill her is interesting. Like, I like the idea of more of a PvE environment. Like, there should be battlegrounds that are almost specifically PvE to some degree. Like, two teams against each other, and they've got to race for a labyrinth or a dungeon or something like that to clear it as quickly as possible to the last boss. And whoever gets to kill the last boss or does the most damage to the last boss wins. So that way you can be fighting each other. You can either decide to keep attacking the last boss, which is what might be the case with the Spider Queen, or you can fight the enemy team while she's also fighting both of you. That sounds cool, and I like the idea, and I think they should, you know, go further down that road. End of season awards, they will exist. Don't yet. So again, what's the point of fucking playing? Blizzard doesn't have the rewards locked down yet. So yeah, they're working on it, basically, is what this says. So yeah, work on it and get it good, because right now it's meh. Notable Q&A answers. It's definitely an option to bring in heroes from the books. So this is just talking about bringing in heroes from Overwatch books. Blizzard's still looking at talent gating. They shouldn't be looking at it. They should just flat out remove it. There's basically virtually absolutely... take away the virtually. There is no benefit to talent gating for Blizzard or for the player. None. It has no purpose whatsoever. Their idea is that they're helping new players without overwhelming them with all these abilities and talents you can pick from. Heroes of the Storm is not a complicated game. Stop dumbing things down so much, because the more people and developers dumb down the games, the more dumb people will become. And then eventually this will be a standard where talent gating is almost mandatory, because, oh my, I couldn't fucking comprehend 5 things to choose from. Brain's going to explode from that. I'm too dumb now. You know? If anyone's seen Wall-E, you know what I mean. And if you haven't seen Wall-E, watch it, and then you'll know what I mean. So you don't want to dumb down the human race, basically. It's definitely a possibility to add in different types of game modes, like PvE. Not something being actively worked on. That sounds like something that would almost be 3 years away now, just from what they said. If they said not actively working on that right now and saying it's definitely a possibility, and this is Blizzard, when they say stuff is a yes, it's still going to take you fucking ages to get it. When they say something's a possibility or maybe, it basically definitely means no, or almost utterly is at like the lowest priority list. So PvE would be huge. Again, this goes back to solo play for Heroes of the Storm. If they did solo play, fine. Solo ranked. Solo PvE. These kind of like almost raids, like World of Warcraft raids, things to be competitive with. You've got to kill the boss within a certain amount of time. Earn gold as an achievement, as a reward. Put that towards buying a new character to play in the actual game. They could do so much, and I could really help them out. I could give you so many ideas. It's ridiculous, but yeah, I'm sure they've got enough to work on right now as it is, but I would love to see some sort of PvE environment, and I know a lot of other people would. So that covers it, basically. I think they pretty much covered everything that I noted, because that's my problem. I did make a lot of notes whilst I was watching it, and then I was doing some research as well, just to see if I missed anything out, and they basically covered everything I said, and then maybe covered more. So this is the problem. I may as well, like you got reputable sites like MMO Champion as well, and sort of gleam over the information and just try to give it to you guys in short consecutive chunks. And I know this video has been over 20 minutes, so I've completely and utterly failed, but like I say, this is kind of a trial and error. That was the phrase I was looking for. A trial and error type thing where I'm working at it, and I will get better. but this is a new thing for me, really, to do this on a regular basis. So let me know what you think in the comments, and have a good one. Take care. I'll see you later. I need to cut the video off now, so bye.